Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. When we are seeking something higher, the lower automatically drops. And higher is the search, nobler becomes our life. And in that, what is the noblest in the whole world? Is only one thing. One day one person asked me this question. Swamiji, how will you define fulfillment in life? So I said, fulfillment in life is when we are able to love and when we are loved by everybody, that is the fulfillment in life. Take an example. It's just an example, okay? You are going home as a man, and when you go home, I am again repeating, this is just an example. So when you go home, and when you go home, you are received by your wife in that dress which you like, not what she likes. And then she receives you with a nice lamp and my dear PP, welcome. You know PP? PP is Pati Parameshwar. So, welcome. And then she leads you softly. Not, rakh do. Not like that. Softly. She leads. And then you are seated. You don't sit, you are seated. Then your briefcase is taken out, then your shoes are taken out, then your socks are removed, and with the warm, fragrant, wet towel, your feet are wiped softly. Imagine, huh? It doesn't cost. It doesn't cost. Now, in this imagination itself, what a joy it is. Now, if it starts really happening, what a joy it will be. And it is not only when you go to your house this is done, but wherever you go in the world, everywhere, you are received with that love, with that warmth, with that, acceptance. That joy is unparalleled, friends. See? And this is possible when we have something higher. See? And therefore, the real beauty of our life starts surfacing when we rise above the small petty things. You must have read that book, Do Not Sweat Over the Small Stuff. We are all sweating over the small stuff in life. There are many great things in life. See? This example I gave you the other day. How many of us are miserable because we could not be the President of United States? Not one. Our misery is, I didn't get tea at the right time in the morning. Oh, useless fellow. See? Even our miseries are third class. Third class people have third class miseries and they become miserable for third class things. First class people are miserable, but for the first class miseries. Like Ramakrishna Paramahams. Every day, when it was passing without the vision of the mother, he used to roll on the floor. Mother, today also gone. How long will you take? See, when his disciple asked, then why the mother doesn't talk to me? So the teacher told, because you don't want sincerely. No, I really want. No, I really want. Really want? How much really? Okay, we'll talk later. Let's go. This is a time for bath. And he goes to take bath in the Ganges with the teacher. And then the teacher calls him, come near, and puts his head below the water level. How long can you hold on your pranayam? And when he is no more able to hold himself, he just throws away. And that time the teacher says, as much you are longing desperately to breathe, when you have the desperate longing, then alone something higher is sought in life. See? Our imagination is when I am sitting comfortably, my dumb wife is standing with a huge structure with all studded gold and ornaments and everything, and all useless fellows are running around, and that time I am counting the $1,000 notes, cut. And then the Lord comes and I said, please wait. This is how we want the vision of God. See, so third class people are miserable for third class things. First class people like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, they are miserable for first class thing. And those who are beyond class, they are never miserable. See, this I discovered in my life one day. Suppose the God comes and stands before me. How long will he stand? And how long I can watch him? See? Suppose he comes and stands with a murali in the hand. No? Nikal Baba photo. How long? Afterwards what? Afterwards we have to live our life. See? Then what is the best way that we live? And this is where I discovered this principle in my life. Rather than struggling to get happiness from the things, from the people, from the projects, let us express happiness through every action, every word, every thought. Expression of happiness through us is called as God realization. See? And if we really want to achieve that, then we have to stop sweating over small stuff. See? In this world, there cannot be peace where there are two. In the life of Bhagwan Dattatreya, this comes in Bhagavad Mahapurana. There, the king Yadu asked, Sir, you have nothing. No wife, no children, no kingdom, no property, no nothing. And yet, how come you are so happy? So the great teacher, Bhagwan Dattatreya says, therefore I am happy. See, happiness is never gained in life. Please recognize this. Happiness is never gained. When we are able to express happiness, that is a gain in life. See, friends. Similarly, love is never demanded. Love is given. And we can give love only under one condition. And that is when we recognize ourselves in others. See, when a couple is living together, they conceive a baby, and the baby is growing in the womb of the mother. The mother-in-law and the mother, they go on telling every instruction to that miserable girl. Don't do this, don't do this, no, 101 things. Never tell that you must love your baby, okay? No. Now what is that which gives us so much of love for our children? Only one thing. We see ourselves reflected in our child. Now go further. If we are able to discover ourselves reflected in the total creation, how much training it takes for a mother to love her child? Can the mother say, I never knew this fellow where he was, where from he has come, I don't know. See? The love happens, friends. And once these gates of love are open, life is fulfilled. And it is for this purpose we have to focus our attention not on the differences, but on the common point. See, in one of my children's camp, I had asked this question. I wanted to tell them how to see one in the total. So I asked them. I said, hey, come on, let us play. Tell me, what are the differences in us? So immediately all the hands went. Okay, one by one, you tell. Some are girls, some are boys. Very good, sit down. Second one. Some are tall, some are short. Very good. Third one. Some are round, some are straight. Very good. So many differences. And then I said, hey, enough. Now tell me, what is the common factor in all of us? Common factor. Very difficult to find out. Because we have trained ourselves to see, honor, talk, discuss only differences. So, say you are defeated, or somebody should reply this question. One child said, you can tell, I don't know, but I'll tell. Yes, what is that? We are all suffering because of you. Friends, when our attention is on the common denominator, differences disappear. It is for this purpose we have to train ourselves to see a common factor. See, there are so many different colors and forms. All the colors and forms and their differences disappear when we come to the eyes. See, the ability or debility of the eyes disappears when we come to the mind. The multiplicity of the thoughts and the themes in the mind disappear when we come to the consciousness. See, therefore, friends, we have to again and again insist ourselves. Let us not get lost in differences. See, one day in US, one Western person, European, he asked me this question. Swamiji, the other day in our town, we have been called to celebrate the anniversary of your Indian one couple. I said, so what is great about it? They were married for last 60 years. I said, that's not my fault. What can I say? Now, my question is, how come these people live so many years together? See? I said, look here, they have got very deep-rooted philosophy in their hearts. And the philosophy is this: two persons went together, there is bound to be noise. It doesn't matter which two persons those are. So, Bhagavan Dattatreya, when he was staying somewhere and that girl was pounding the rice, but there was no sound of the bangles. That pounding sound was there. So he asked, how come you are pounding the rice but there is no sound of the bangles? No, actually I started, she had a dozen bangles both the hands. So when I was pounding, it was making sound. So I thought that let me remove. So I removed all of them, kept two here and two here. Then I started. Again they were making sound. So I removed one. And when there is one, there is no sound. See, we have to discover that one. And it is for the discovery of this one is all the study of the scriptures. Therefore, this one we have to discover first in ourselves, then in the world. See, we look at the world according to what we think ourselves to be. When I consider myself to be well-dressed, I will look upon the world only as well-dressed or ill-dressed. When I consider myself to be rich or poor with the conditioning of mind, I will look at the world as either rich or poor. When I consider myself as man or woman, I will look at the world as man and woman. When I consider myself to be holy, see, then I will divide this world into holy and unholy. But when I discover myself to be the conscious existence, for me, the whole world is my expanse. That is why first we have to discover our correct identity. And when we have discovered our correct identity, from the correct identity point of view, you will see that differences have no place in divine existence. Differences are only as long as the mind is functional. See, those who have traveled in India very many years before, those days the trains used to be without the AC compartments and all that, second class, third class maximum. And you get into the train. And then fighting starts. That you have paid, this is your father's train, no, not my father's train, but not your father's train also. And all kinds of things, and with that fighting we continue. And then after some time, because of the heat and all that, then the lullaby starts. Then the containers open and they are emptied and the tankers are filled. And then everything is good. And then earlier, don't touch me, sit there. After some time, when it continues, then my legs are in somebody's lap. He has no objection. Somebody's hand is in my pocket. All the differences dissolve the moment the mind is silenced. See, you may trust a cobra. See, cobra is not an abbreviation in Maharashtra. In Maharashtra, cobra is referring to Koknastha Brahman. They are called as cobras. So, cobra is a poisonous snake. As you may trust the cobra, may not bite you. Don't trust your mind. To train this mind, we have to train the process of thinking. You know what normally happens? For learning useless thing like cooking or driving, one lady in Bombay, she learned driving. She said, Swamiji, now I know driving, I can take you anywhere you like. Please phone me anytime. And I did not phone. So she came. Swamiji, why you don't call me? I got a car, now I can drive you. I said, okay. And we started from Andheri and I had to go to Girgaon. So when we came halfway, very little open area, Shivaji Park area, there she found a nice parking place. She parked the car there. So why? Swamiji will take a taxi and go. So why? No, in that place where we are going, I cannot back the car. And here we got a good parking place, so I parked it. Is this the way? How funny we are in our life. The mind will be treated only with discipline. There is no other option given to the mind. And what is the discipline? Discipline is we have to be responsible wherever we are placed by the Lord. See? If anything in this world is disturbing us, we cannot think of something higher. See? Like you are all sitting. How many times you go on movie? You know, if we put the chilies, after the lecture is over, chutney ready. Or you know, like the idli stone, you know. We can't sit one place quiet. What is the reason? The reason is a training. That is all. You just have to be very strict when you have to train. And what is the training? Is very simple. Wherever we are placed by the Lord, honor that position and be responsible. See? Otherwise it is like, coming out of one dream and entering another dream. Coming out of that dream, entering third dream. This world will continue to be like this. We have to change. And how do we change? Orientation of life must change. See? And for that purpose, here the teacher tells in the 5th verse, Manaschakshuradir viyukta swayam yo Manaschakshuradir manaschakshuradihi Manaschakshuradir agamya swarupaha Sanityopalabdhi swarupo hamatma. Manaschakshu adehe vyuktaha swayam yo. The one who is no more conditioned by the conditioning of the mind and the chakshumi, the senses, the eyes, etc. See? Manaschakshu adehe vyuktaha swayam yaha. Now see, what is the problem when we read or study? These words do not make a meaning to us. One day I was somewhere in a big place, some Lions Club meeting, etc. Such a wide stage. And before the program starts, I was sitting there. And there was one lady, very nicely dressed, tuck, 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 doing nothing, only going from here and there. And I like, pulling. So I said, hey, what's your name? You are so sweet. Actually, nobody was telling her. See, and we are sarva bhuta hite rataha. I said, you are so sweet. What's your name? My name is Bhavna. I said, what is the meaning of the word Bhavna? Bhavna, I don't know. I said, Bhav means rate. क्या भाव मिलता है? Rate. Na means not. You have no value. This is the meaning of bhavana. No, Swamiji, it can't be like that. My mother will not name like me. I said, I don't know, but this is the meaning. I am telling you Sanskrit derivation. And she got so disturbed. I said, you can go and ask anybody. Now that one thought was enough. Her speed immediately slowed down. What is the bhavana? How can my mother name me? I am useless, good for nothing. And after her speed was controlled, I said, hey, come here. Why don't you tell simple way? Bhavana means I. Suppose I say, Bhavana, who is Bhavana? You will say, I am Bhavana. In the same manner, when the meaning of these words becomes subjective, not objective, then we have entered the spiritual path. In the objective path, it is always I versus you. In the subjective path, it is applied on the self. Now see here. Manaha chakshu adehe vyuktaha swayam yaha. He who is free from the adjuncts of mind, senses, etc. Now find out. Who is free from the adjuncts of mind, senses, etc.? So we sit, and when the eyes are open, colors and forms are seen. When the eyes close, colors and forms are not seen. So when the eyes are open, a seer is born. When eyes close, seer is no more. But I continue to be there. Now who is this I? He is not a seer. Then he is. If the eyes become blind, nothing happens to me. So, we slowly come to cognize layer by layer. Worldly objects have no value without the senses. If somebody is blind, for him, colors and forms have no value. I went to somebody's place, old lady. She must be hearing me on CDs or TV or whatever. So her grandson told, you remember, Amma, that Swamiji whom you hear on the TV, he has come. Oh, I wish I could see him. Then he told me, Swamiji, I said, okay, I'll come. So I went to their house and I started talking, Amma, how are you? How is life and all that? He said, will you mind Swamiji? Yes, what happened? Will you come nearer to me? I said, yes, I went. And then she started feeling my face by her hand. Oh, you have got glasses also? Yes. Oh, you have got nose also? I said, I do. Oh, you have got beard also. And very long one, not short one. See? So although she was hearing me, in the absence of the eyes, colors and forms did not exist for her. See? So the total perception of the world is 100% dependent on the senses. And the senses are dependent 100% on the mind. Now I talk here for 75 minutes. Don't reply this question. How many minutes you listen to me? Even this is not heard. Because the mind has already gone somewhere. See? So without the mind behind the senses are non-functional. See, friends? And this mind is playing with us. And how the mind plays? Doesn't allow us to remain in the present. And when the mind doesn't allow us to remain in the present, what the mind does for its own survival? Either go and dig the graves of the past, the old memories, or start struggling to solve the non-existing problems, the worries about the future. Or in the present, comparison, logic and argument. 3 channels, if you block, you discover the divine bliss that you are. The only thing we can do about the past is forget. And forgetfulness is the biggest gift God has given us. Take money from somebody. He will remember. You don't have to worry. Similarly, there is nothing that we can undo the past. Done is done. The only thing we can do is forget. See? Similarly, instead of wasting our time in solving the non-existing problem, why not we remain in the present? And in the present, if we remain, we remain without tensions. Then we come to know all what I was talking to you, that as is the quality of the mind, so is our perception. If the mind is 100% at peace, you are at peace with yourself. And when you are at peace with yourself, you are at peace with the whole world. See? When we are at war with ourselves, we cannot be at peace with the world. And to come to that total peace that passeth beyond all understanding, it is this peace. That peace which does not run after small pieces. See? Therefore, manaschakshurade viyuktaha. So when the colors and forms are dropped, mind we come, eyes we come. Eyes we drop, mind we come. Mind is enfolded in deep sleep, but we continue to exist. So that absolute existence, which is expressing through the mind as thought, through the senses as vision, etc. This one reality is ever uncorrupted. That is our essential nature. And therefore, in the second line he says, Manaschakshuradehe manaschakshuradihi. This thought comes from Kenopanishad. In Kenopanishad, that student goes and asks the teacher, Keneshitam padati preshitam manaha. O teacher, please tell, under whose command and will the mind and the senses function in the respective field? The teacher says, oh, it is very simple. It is the eye of the eye, nose of the nose, ear of the ear, tongue of the tongue, and mind of the mind, and intellect of the intellect. Sir, earlier I had one doubt, now I got many doubts. Why don't you tell me in such a manner that I can understand, I can see what you say? The teacher says, Na tatra chakshur gacchati, na vag gacchati, na vanaha, na vidmaha, na vijanimaha, yatha etat anushishyat. Senses cannot comprehend that, organs of action cannot catch it, mind cannot feel, and intellect cannot understand. Not only that, we don't know how to teach. Yatha etat anushishyat, we don't know how to teach. No, don't brush us like that. Please tell us. Okay, I'll tell you. What is that? My teacher told me. It is other than the known and the unknown. What is that is not told. Other than the known and the unknown. Now you work on that. Then we come to know known is the past, unknown is the future. That which is other than the known and the unknown is that which is in the present. And to discover in the present, we have to be the presence. See, what is that cannot be spoken? Like I told you in the morning, the experience cannot be revealed, cannot be spoken of. Did I tell you the story of my two daughters? The elder one got married, and therefore, in that, lot of hush-posh of the marriage, the small one was running around here and there. And what is happening? What is happening? You don't know your sister is getting married. Means what? Means, see that boy, she is getting married. After marriage, they will go and they will have a lot of fun. Really? She comes running to me. Dad, Dad, Dad. Yes, let us get married. We'll have fun. Imagine. What can you talk to that child who doesn't understand ABCD about the fun after marriage? And therefore she can talk to me like this. In the same manner. This experience cannot be spoken of. It can be had. And for that, Anya devatad vididat atha avididad adhi. The truth is other than the known and the unknown. Therefore, the highest spiritual practice is live in the utter present. And to live in the utter present, there are simple techniques. Technique number 1, don't talk about your past. And don't talk about anybody's past. If you are Indian, you have to ask. See, where from you have come? What is your name? Why are you still alive? See? Therefore, when we are thus becoming more and more subjective, we come to know that when the mind is enfolded as in the deep sleep, where the experience is of absolute nothingness, in that absolute nothingness also, the truth remains untouched. Therefore, manaschakshu adehe viyuktaha. Whether these factors are there or not, it makes no difference. See, it is something like this. Electricity expressing through bulb as light can illuminate everything. Can that light show us how the electricity looks like? Cannot. Because electricity does not have any color, any form. And what the light can illuminate? Only colors and forms. The same thing is applied in our experience. And therefore, that which is the eye of the eye means what? The ability in the eye of a vision is because of that divine presence. What is our essential nature, which has never been corrupted. So, Manaschakshurade, Manaschakshuradihi. Then Manaschakshuradir Agamya Swarupaha. So if we want to abide in this divine presence, what is we have to understand? Manaschakshuradehe Agamyaha. See, as long as we are the slaves of our senses, we will be lost in the objective world. Then small little things are enough to disturb us. See? Similarly, if we are the slave of our mind, small little things are enough to upset us. We become emotional. Small little things, He said like that, she said like that. See? One day, from Sydney or somewhere, one girl, one lady wrote me many years before an email. This is what happened, Swamiji, tell who is right. So I just read that and I did not reply. Again, second email, third email. You know the meaning of email? Emotional blackmail. So 2, 3, 4 emails. And then I said, no, I must reply. I said, hey, when you are coming to India, talk to me. And then she came to India and spoke to me. Swamiji, he did like this, I did like this. Tell me, who is right? I said, in the interest of my own survival, I will say you are right. Because you are in front of me, he is not there. Now the question is, who is right is not the correct inquiry. Correct inquiry is, this is the problem, how do we dissolve the problem? Arguments do not dissolve the problems. And therefore, we have to go beyond all these things. So that one which cannot be comprehended by the senses or the mind or the intellect, that is our essential nature. Sanityopalabdhi swarupo hamatma. See? For this what we have to do, practice a very simple practice. Today while taking lunch, this gentleman was asking me, I don't know the names, by God's grace. It is okay that, we should practice that I am not the body, but how to start? Start, I am not that body, I am not that body, I am not that body. This body though I am. See? When we have to start, we have to find out our own ways. There cannot be any other direction at every step. Find out that if this body I am not means what? Play. See? See, if this body I am not means what? This world becomes important for us only when we are identified with the gross body. If I am not the gross body, what it will mean? It will mean the world will not disturb us. See? Then if the world will not disturb us, how to function in this world? Go to Karnataka and learn. See? In that state is called as Karnataka, means do natak, do drama. Bhagavan Krishna is called as Natavara, the best among the actors. Had he not been best among the actors, he would not have been able to survive with a smile with 16,108 wives. See? So what he was doing? He was only drama. See? And what is a drama? In the drama, you act so perfectly as if it is real. But it is not real. Then it is just a drama. See? This is the only way we can live in this world. There is no other way. But it is very difficult. Don't tell me that. What are we doing now? As if you are listening. Isn't it? As if listening. Earlier I used to have this notion. Then I have bluff sessions. I go on bluffing. One day in Bombay, when I said like this, suddenly it struck me. I said, hey, I think something is wrong somewhere. I was thinking that I am bluffing you all. But today I discovered it is the other way around. You are bluffing me as if you are listening to me. So when we can do the drama in this place in the same manner, we can do drama in our whole life. And what is that drama? What your role we have to play? Play best. Here my role is to talk, so I talk best. Your role is to listen, you listen best. It doesn't mean what I talk is right. It doesn't mean you are listening, but at least pretending. See, friends, in this manner, live lightly in the light of wisdom. Don't carry the load of seriousness. Life is for joy, for celebration, not calibration. See, there was a friend of mine, Sardarji. After many years, Sardarji has come in my talk. Did I tell you? There was one Sardarji. He went to the market and he had a parrot on his shoulder sitting. And he was going. Must be his pet. So the other person asked, where from you got this animal? So the person asked the Sardar, and the parrot answered, from Punjab. Because the question was asked and it was replied. So my friend, he had a son, elder son, about 12 years or so. He had polio. Many years before. That time I was very young. And I was on a motorcycle. He was sitting behind me and holding me with his hands. Legs were just hanging like that. He was very fond of me. And his father, his mother and the other child, they were on another scooter. So I was going very fast, and we reached wherever we have reached, and his father was coming slowly, 60 kilometers per hour, 55. Such dumb person he was. Then after we reached there, then I said, hey, what do you want to eat? Swamiji, I like dosha. I said, okay, we'll order dosha. I ordered dosha, 2 dosha. He said, when dad comes, see what he will say. He will say, why did you order dosha? 25 rupees per dosha. With this 25 rupees, we can feed the whole society. These people are cheat. They are unlessly taking money. I said, look here, you just don't talk, okay? And by the time his father came or dosha came, the moment he saw dosha, all these dialogues with this child has said started coming out. And he was looking at me. I said, don't hear, eat. See, importance is to the moment, not to the money. Money will come and go. That one moment of joy, that is more valuable. See, the other day we were going somewhere, I told this person, I said, why don't your wife come? No, Swamiji, she wanted to come. I said, no, stop the car, call her. And when she came, you could see the fulfillment in life, joy. See? Taking one car extra, spending another $100 for diesel, petrol, it is secondary. What is valuable in life is love, friends. Invoke that. Everything will come and go. What remains with us is this pure love. And that is our strength. And why this does not happen? Because we are calibrating. We are not celebrating life. See? Life is for celebration. Not all the time calculating. See? throw that paper and pen away and see the joy of life. See, I had a Christian friend, so I used to tell him. I said, hey, why don't you give your mother some good clothes to put on? She's always in rags. Swamiji, I tell you, I am fed up with her. I am tired. I don't talk on that topic. I said, okay. One day, by God's grace, she died. When everything was through, when she was buried and all that, then her room was opened and her boxes and everything were opened. And inside, such lovely clothes. No. Why such nice clothes? We'll put later. Arey Baba, enjoy the celebration right today. Who knows what happens tomorrow? See, the more you live in the present, the more you are on the spiritual path. From the present alone, we can enter the presence. Realization cannot happen yesterday or tomorrow. It can be today, now and here. And for that, this is a simple technique. Manas chakshuradir agamya swarupaha. See, let us not try to get caught up in our senses, our mind, etc. There is something higher than that. And that joy cannot be put into words. See? Sanityopalabdhi swarupoham atma. That eternal presence, which cannot be corrupted by time, space, object, people, conditions. It is ever the same. See? All the differences are only when we are the victims of our senses or our mind. We give more importance to the stones and the bricks. See, in the life of our Shirdi Sai Baba, this story comes. I like this story very much. He told one person used to read in front of him all the Ramayana and everything. So that great master told, hey, go and get this tobacco. I am feeling very stomach pain. Unless I take tobacco, I won't feel good. So that man goes to get tobacco. He gets up and takes out one book, Vishnu Sahasranam, and gives to another. You read this thing. This has helped me. You read this. He said, no, I'll read it, but not that man. He is a terrible monster. He will start talking all nonsense. No, don't worry. When this fellow comes, already the news has gone that your book is removed and given to that man. And he becomes so angry. He loses his proportion. He starts shouting, unless you give me back or another 5 of them, I will kill myself, and like that. That time, that great master tells, books will come and go. We are in this world to gather people and not the books. See, friends, if you have got a library of 1 million books around you, and if you have got only 5 or 6 loving people around you, what is more important in life? See? And therefore, let us not get carried away by the influence of the world, our own senses, our own minds, tactics, but abide firmly and play the role that we have to play in this world. See, if you are a husband, every day you have to praise 101 times. Keep a mala in the hand. Honey, you are so sweet. I have never seen anybody sweeter than you. That means you see others also. Play the role. Life becomes so beautiful. Many of us have got this funny notion, spirituality means all seriousness. As if you are going to the gallows. What happened? Spiritual. See? Let our inherent bliss manifest cheerfully and happily. That is all, friends. That divine blissful nityopalabdhi swarupohamatma, that eternal presence is my essential nature. Ya eko vibhati svatah suddha chetaha prakasha swarupopi nane avadhishu sharavodakastho yatha bhanurekaha sanityopalabdhi swarupohamatma. Ya ekaha vibhati swataha shuddha chetaha. He who has a clear and pure intellect, see, to him alone this truth is revealed. In Kathopanishad, a mantra comes, Esha sarveshu bhuteshu gudhotma na prakashate drishyate tu agraya buddhya sukshmadarshibhihi. The truth is present abundantly in all things and beings. But it is not revealed to us because our mind is in two extremes. To be extremist, any dumb fellow can do. Don't eat at all. For 15 days you can do it. Or eat the whole day, that you can do it. But eat every day, very little at a time, even if the meals are sumptuous and wonderful. That requires a real courage. See, friends, like in the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says that Yuktahar viharasya yukta cheshtasya karmasu yukta swapnavabodhasya yogo bhavati dukkhaha. We have to have a perfect balanced life. Extremist is no fit for spiritual life. Our mind is extremist. Either it is multi-pointed, constantly jumping from one theme to another theme. Inside we are not one. We are a poultry farm. See? Just observe yourself. How much we talk to ourselves. When we talk to ourselves and nobody listens, we call that person as sentimental. And when we talk to ourselves and others can listen, we call him as mental. So being sentimental is the earlier condition. It is due for promotion. Non-stop, going on and on and on. Either our mind is multi-pointed, or the other extreme, the mind is zero-pointed. All the time drowsy. Why the Shambhavi Mudra? So drowsy, no charm, no brightness. See, friends, both these extreme conditions are not suitable for cognition of the truth. And therefore, here the teacher takes up this theme. Ya eko vibhati swatah shuddha chetaha. Shuddha chetaha. He whose mind is perfect and pure. See? What is the perfect and pure mind? We'll go step by step. First, perfect and pure mind is that which is able to see as it is. Remember in our earlier Guru Paduka Stotra, I told you, there are 4 types of students. First type of student is Uttam Adhikari, the best. He who understands exactly what is told and what is meant in one go. Uttam Adhikari. Second is the Madhyam Adhikari. He understands not fully but not bad also. Halfway. The third one is Adhama, useless. He just doesn't understand anything. It is a challenge. It is not a listener, it is a challenge. Like, in our India, there are many temples. There these old ladies go for satsang as a profession. They are professional satsangi. Along with the pillars, they are also seated over there. And they are a challenge. So many Mahatmas have come and gone. Try. So they understand nothing. And adhama, the worst among the worst, are those who understand exactly opposite. See? Therefore, Shuddha Chetaha, he whose understanding is perfect. And to understand this, what is required is, mind has to be at peace. Not in pieces. Mind has to be at peace. How the mind is at peace? When mind does not carry the load of likes and dislikes. See? One simple equation I will give you. Those who become miserable because of others, they are fools of the highest order. See? This principle I discovered in Bangalore. That boy asked me, Swamiji, you are giving lecture to so many people for so many years, but nobody changes. Don't you feel bad? I said, why should I feel bad? They are not understanding. I am all right. See? Because if I become miserable because of you, you win the case. Why should I allow you to win? I will continue myself. Therefore, never justify, under this condition, anybody can be miserable and anybody is me. No, refuse. And therefore, Shuddha Chetaha, he who is not disturbed by the world, he Shuddha Chetaha. And for that, what is required is an ounce of common sense. My 2 books have come out in Hindi. And the titles of those 2 books are first and second chapter, Bhagavad Gita. First chapter is Common Sense Ki Kami. Lack of common sense is first chapter of Gita. Second chapter of Gita is Common Sense Upanishad. All the spiritual practice is application of common sense in life. Nothing else. And what is common sense? Which is most uncommon. See? Such a simple thing, why should I get disturbed because of anybody? See? And once you take this principle in life, you will see that life is extremely simple and beautiful. So, Shuddha Chetaha, he who is thus undisturbed. Now the third meaning of pure mind is that in which the truth is revealed automatically. See, what is the perfect mirror? Perfect mirror is that when you go and stand in front of that, you are seen as you are. See? It's not you go and stand before the mirror and you look like a pumpkin. Why do I look like this thing? Aha! If you are a pumpkin, it's a different story. See? Pure mind is that mind where the truth is manifested, revealed without any effort. Be very attentive. When the truth is revealed without any effort, that expression of the truth effortlessly is only bliss and happiness. See? When you burst open in a laughter because of a joke, if you have understood this clause, that time we don't think. Those who think, they cannot laugh. Those who laugh, they don't think. See? Let me think how to laugh. You can never think. There was a centipede going and a crow came. And a crow started asking, centipede, centipede, yes. How do you decide how to walk? Because I have got 2 legs and I know I lift 1 leg, put it there, then I lift 2nd leg, put it there, then I lift 3rd leg, put it there. This is how I proceed. But you have got 100 legs. How do you decide which leg to put when? Thereafter, the centipede could not progress 1 step. He started thinking, अब इसको रखूं, इसको रखूं. See? Therefore, Shuddha Chetaha, we are unnecessarily thinking about unwanted, useless things. Shuddha Chetaha, we don't have arrogance, and more than arrogance, we don't have self-pity. A person who does not have self-respect cannot respect others. A person who is not at peace with himself cannot be at peace with the world. A person who is not happy alone, he will make everybody miserable around. See? Therefore, Shuddha Chetaha, he who is the pure-hearted, to him eko vibhati swataha prakasha swarupopi nanevadhishu. So this one absolute reality having discovered, then he comes to know that Dhishu, in many intellects, it appears as if many. See, the example given here, like Sharavo dakasto yatha bhanurekaha. There is but one sun in the sky, and because of many pots and the waters in that, it appears as if there are many, many suns. But that doesn't make the original sun as many. So the manyness is on account of the conditionings. Is it not our story? I is one. With reference to wife has become husband. With reference to children has become father. With reference to father-in-law has become son-in-law. With reference to daughter-in-law has become father-in-law. So that one person has become many because of the conditionings. Now who is miserable? That person is not miserable. These conditioned expressions are miserable. See? Cognize this. And once you cognize this, you will see in this relative world, we have to live relatively happy. Don't imagine that there will be absolute happiness in this world. Impossible. See? Therefore, friends, help yourself. Nobody can help us. And for that, this example which I gave you, from many colors and forms, we come to one eyes. From the different aspects of the eyes, we come to one mind. From many thoughts, we come to the consciousness. In this manner, it is a journey from the many to the minimum, ultimately to the one. In this journey, when we start living, you will see differences start becoming redundant as you go nearer to yourself. This tripod is like a hillock, and the 3 persons started their journey. One started from this end, Karma Yoga. The other started from there, the other leg, Ashtanga Yoga. The third started from the third leg, Bhakti Yoga. And each one of them far apart from each other. And arguing. Karma Yoga is superior than Ashtanga, Ashtanga is superior. And as they proceed, and when they come to the tip, they come to know that there are no differences. Differences are only at the periphery of our personality. See? Therefore, Sanityopalabdhi Swarupohamatma. This eternal presence which was never corrupted, which can never be corrupted. It is ever the same. See? That is our essential nature. When we move with the open mind in the world, every moment is an instruction given by the God to us, provided we are open to His message. See? Like, our mobile phone. Wherever we go, where is the mobile phone? The mobile phone is in the sound waves. Where from we hear the sound? From inside the phone. And when our mobile phone is beyond the coverage, we don't get the sound from inside, is it not? In the same manner, conscious existence is like the sound waves, and we are all like the mobile phones. Outside, sound waves are not heard. They are manifested from inside the phone. In the same manner, conscious existence is the reality, and you and me are the mobile phones. And the sound comes from inside. The life is manifesting from inside. But in fact, we are in the life. We are in the consciousness. Like the mobile phone functions with the SIM card, we all function with the SIN card. And the SIN is only my number versus your number. See, friends, every moment is a message. Every moment is a message. Provided we are available to His message. Whenever the Lord dials us, He gets a standard message. The Vodafone that you had dialed is out of reach, busy in the relativity. And therefore we are not able to recognize the message. I remember one Kerala family, now both are no more dead. So they came to Bombay. That man was a very, very strong person, extremely strong. And this girl from Kerala, she got married, must be in the 1880 that time. Recently they died. He died 99 years of age, and she died when she was about 90. She died earlier than him, 2-3 years earlier. So I used to go sometime to their house, and it was such a joy to hear them. It was such a unparalleled love. She used to tell me, Swamiji, as I talk to you, I talk to my Guru Vairappa. That is Bhagwan Krishna. Can you and me say that? She was so casually telling, as I talk to you, I talk to my Krishna. I said, Mama, how did you get it? Because of my Guru. Who is your Guru? This fellow? Husband. I said, how come he is your Guru? It is because of him. What happened? Then she told her story. He was so possessive of me, he will not allow me to go to temple. He will not allow me to do any puja. He will tell, Pati is Parameshwar. The husband is the God for the wife. You do my puja. And like that, he will not allow me to go anywhere, sit in the house, sit in the house, sit in the house. So I was thinking, now whole life I have to sit in the house with this man. See, no option was thought that I will reject him and go over. No option. She said, anyway, I had to stay with this man for the whole life. What do I do? Then newspaper is to come. So where he goes, I used to see in the newspaper the advertisement about the cinema. And in some cinema advertisement, Bhagwan Krishna's picture is there. So I used to cut that picture and keep that picture, and I used to talk to him. Talk to him. Slowly, slowly, I got so much involved that with the plants, with the trees, I started talking. And any plant I plant, it has to fructify because I has to talk to them. They were no more only plants, they were my beloved ones. And in between, slowly, 2, 3, 4 children were born and the family was growing, and I was so much intoxicated with my Krishna, I wanted nothing. They were multi-billionaire. She never used to have more than 10 rupees in her pocket. Never. Her wardrobe, 3, 4 saris and 1 slipper, nothing. She said, I don't want anything. What for? I got my Krishna. See the beauty of her life. And when she was telling, then I said, Appa, you tell. He will say, yes, I was a Rakshasa. It is only because she was there, she could tolerate me. And as they were growing old and old and old, you can see their love, a real fulfillment in their life. See, friends? Otherwise, small little, then with second thing you start again, third, how many you are going to change? See, is it a cigarette brand? This doesn't suit, so take other one. We have to live in this world as the Lord has kept us. That is the right place for our evolution. See, and it is not only husband and wife, but everything. Whatever kinds of children we get, that is what we deserve. If you get a child or a son or a daughter who is a spendthrift, understand, in the last life you have deceived him. So this life he has come and taking out every pie, he won't live along with the interest. In this manner, lead your life as if we are acting in the drama, but holding on to the divine spirit. Sanityopalabdhi swarupo hamatma. And slowly, nothing in this world will ever disturb us. See? Then does it mean that we start leading a very boredom life? But क्या करूँ यार, जब से realize हो गए ना, ऐसे ही छोड़ गया. Is it a dumb life? They know what to do. Yaar, after realization, I don't get interested in anything, Everywhere Brahman. The other day I was going, I thought Brahman, and it was a wall and light. See, you knew that it is Brahman. The wall did not know that you are Brahman Jnani. Oh, that was the result. See, living in awareness is not living like a dumb fool. Sannityopalabdhi swarupoham atma. Then life becomes full of cheer, joy and happiness. See? And how do we know that we are growing spiritually? Like the 2 pieces of iron. One, a magnetic rod, other an ordinary soft iron piece. You put them in a container having the iron nails and lift. The iron piece will come out single. And the magnet will gather a dozens with him. See? The magnetic charisma of spirituality start expressing in us. Wherever we go, we are wanted. We are welcome. And that doesn't come from the external things. It comes only when we are able to be in that divine touch. Because all of us are seeking only that alone. And when we discover that unknowingly, see, in that discovery alone, life has fulfillment. Therefore, Sharavo dakasto yatha bhanurekaha. Then we come to discover, like the mother comes to discover, that in all the kids, it is she alone manifested. The father comes to discover that I am alone present in all of them. Therefore, for the love of the parent for the children is natural. The reason they find themselves reflected. The wise man is able to discover himself reflected in all the things and beings. And therefore, his or her life is natural. There is no artificiality. There are no efforts. This effortless glide in the divine atmosphere becomes a natural state. And it will never get corrupted. So, nityopalabdhi swarupohamatma यथानेक चक्षु प्रकाशो रविर्न क्रमेण प्रकाशी करोति प्रकाशम अनेकाधियो यस्न तथैक प्रबोध स नित्योपलब्धि स्वरूपोहमात्मा. This verse will take in our next class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.